Thanks for checking out this video on some of Lethal Cosmetics' new face products. This includes building a couple of blushes and a bronzer into a custom face palette. I'll also include swatches and how they look. Before that, I'll quickly share some info about the brand. Lethal Cosmetics is a German indie brand which are based in Berlin, and they were founded by Anne-Marie and Kai Jaeger with the aim of making available ethical alternative makeup. And to back that up, they have certified as cruelty-free and vegan with PETA, which is great. They started out in 2017, so at the time of this video, they just hit 4 years old this month. And they have grown to become one of the most popular indie brands to date in the beauty community. I have a lot of their eyeshadows and lip products that I'll hope to review at some point. So they've recently launched their new face powder collection in November 2020, which include blushes, contours or bronzers and highlighters. You've got the options to buy these shades separately as singles, or get one of the pre-made palettes available, or you can make a custom 3-pan palette with the 3 shades of your choice, which is what I went for and would recommend. So you can choose the shades that you want in terms of what shades you like, considering what works for your complexion and what you're likely to use. I'm just demonstrating here how I built my palette. I think that is great from a sustainability point, so you don't end up with shades that don't really work for you and don't use. You don't need to fill and buy all 3 shades at the same time. You can see the price at the bottom. Lethal Cosmetics products are quite expensive. This could be because of the way that they produce their ethical products as an indie brand and the high quality they vouch for. This is the palette I created. The final price, it still works out around £13 for each face product, plus the palette, which is pennies. I really like this palette designer. It might be a bit fiddly on the phone, but very easy to use on the desktop. Their products are all sold online and they do worldwide shipping, so check out their site for shipping costs. Also bear in mind their processing and delivery timescales. As you can see, once you get them, you'll get the shades as singles in separate packaging, and you'll get the empty palette. Sometimes you can't tell how the shades will turn out in real life compared to what they look like online. In this case, they're an okay match, maybe slightly less bright. I really like the design of the palette with the rose gold holographic finish. So I'll show you the shades as I build the palette. This blush shade I chose is called Neophyte. It's described as a honey shade. I'd also describe it as a muted amber and slightly mustard shade, which I think would be very wearable as a blush. I really like this is a very interesting, non-conventional shade, which is why its name Neophyte is awesome, as it basically means someone starting or learning something new. This shade is called Tendril and it's described as a ginger blush, which I think is accurate. It's not bright. It's a muted wearable orange. I like orange shades because they add warmth to your cheeks. So if you have a cool pink or neutral complexion, I think this is good if you want to warm up your look. The last shade is a bronzer called Quicksand. I really like this shade because it's actually got slightly warm undertones, which works for neutral skin like I have. I did struggle to work out which bronzer might work, but I think I'm happy with this choice. I got 2 blushes and a bronzer. I didn't get a highlighter because the highlighter I'd choose that would be best for me was out of stock. I really wanted these 2 blushes, so I didn't mind so much. It would be great to see more highlighter shade options though. For me, a lighter warm pearl shade would be great. I do like the blush and bronze shade range though. Here's what the swatches look like. The finger swatches show the pigmented colour from the pan. I'll show a brush swatch to see how they blend, as well as build. Those are the swatches. Here's how they look on the cheeks. how they look on the cheeks. Really nice shades, blend and build really well. Here are my final thoughts. I think the blush and bronze shades are beautiful. These particular blush shades are ones I've been looking for a long time. They are super flattering and very wearable. Along with the bronzer, they really blend beautifully without too much fallout. The wear is pretty good as well. My cheeks are pretty normal in terms of not really too oily and probably a little drier on the outside. Without primer, they lasted about 5-6 hours. With primer and setting spray, between 7 to 9 hours. It can push to a little more. Price-wise, I don't think you save too much with the palette versus getting singles per shade compared to mid to high range brands, but I do think the quality is really good and the palette is worth it when you get a custom build. Having had this and used it for a while, I think these products do need to be stored in a relatively cooler place. Room temperature might be okay. I did notice the Tendril blush powder did rise up from the pan, so it does expand a little. Some makeup products do this and it doesn't matter to me too much as long as it's not too noticeable and it starts coming out of the pan, breaking away. Overall, I think these are great face powders. I would say one of my favourites at the moment, and I'm definitely interested in picking more shades up. So those are my thoughts. What do you reckon? What type of blush shades do you like? Have you tried anything from Lethal Cosmetics before? If so, what did you get and what's your experience? Comment below and thanks for watching.